woman with a child in her arm.
Thank you, Senator. I was going to bring up Scott Pruitt, but I also wanted to bring up Rex Tillerson.
Yeah.
Woo! Maybe if you're like, what do you have to
I will be voting against. One of the problems that I have two very significant problems with regulation. One is the long-term problem of what Exxon knew since the 1970s about what its product was doing, and how they covered it over, papered it up, buried it in scientific journals, steered away from it, ignored it, paid no attention, supported denial groups, and frankly were a part of the opposition when they knew that they were wrong. Their scientists knew that they were wrong. So it's one thing to be innocently wrong, it's another thing to be knowingly wrong and have a big motive to be knowingly wrong, which they had. So to me, that's pretty harsh stuff, and as you know, I've taken a lot of heat for having recommended that the Department of Justice have a look at whether a civil proceeding like the tobacco one should be brought against the fossil fuel industry. So the more recent thing that bothers me is that Tillerson has been saying climate change is real, our product is causing it, and we need to put a price on carbon as a solution to that. So I agree with all of that. The problem is when he says that, Exxon doesn't follow his direction. As a United States Senator, I know who is doing what in Congress and who's pushing what in Congress. And I can tell you there is not a Wheatie flake of effort by ExxonMobil in favor of doing any of those things. Their entire political operation, which is vast and very powerful and effective, is deployed against acknowledging that climate change is real, against acknowledging that their product has anything to do with it, and strongly against the carbon price that he claims to endorse. So that's another double standard, double dealing, say one thing, do another. And to ask me now to trust him that he's going to have an epiphany as Secretary of State, suddenly he's going to be like Saul on the road to Damascus, see the light, and he'll come clean, and you can trust him because of what he said. No, I specifically can't trust him because of what he said, because he said it and then told his entire operation to pay no attention to what he was saying. So I have a pretty low view on him. It doesn't even get to Russia. It doesn't even get to the human rights issues. This is a guy who's been cozying up to make deals with all sorts of terrible administrations who have horrible human rights violations, and Exxon has stood for virtually nothing in any of those contests other than to pay the right people, to get the right deals, to get the oil out, and to go on about their business. So, now, is there a faint glimmer of hope out there that, like Nixon was able to go to China, Tillerson's going to be able to do stuff on climate change? Hypothetically, but I'm in trust but verify, and I don't see anything reason to think this is going to be verified, so I'm no.